In two previous videos, I talked about the use of pedometers and heart rate monitors. This video is about more devices that you might use to make your life easier. We'll begin with scooters. If I can get the cursor over where I want it. There we are, scooters. Some people who have moderate to severe cases of CFS or fibro, those whose tolerance for standing is low, or who are sensitive to sensory input, find shopping easier if they use a scooter or motorized cart. Many large stores have such devices which they make available for free, and use of them can make a big difference. One person in our program reported significant results from using a motorized cart in the supermarket. Prior to using the cart, she would be so tired from her weekly grocery shopping that she would lie down for 2 hours as soon as she returned from the store. With the cart, she didn't need any rest at all after grocery shopping. Some people buy scooters and use them in many situations in which they might otherwise use a wheelchair. Second category we're going to look at is timers. Timers of various kinds are great pacing tools because they can help you stay within your limits. If you've looked at other pacing videos, you probably know that we define pacing as a three-step process. First, finding limits. Second, adapting to limits. And then third, extending limits as tolerated by the body. Timers are especially useful in the second step. In step one, you can define how long you can do various activities such as household chores, driving, exercise, working on the computer, or talking on the phone. A timer can help you then enforce those limits. If you found, for example, that more than 20 minutes on the computer during one session makes your symptoms worse, you can set your timer, say, for 17 or 18 minutes when you start a session, and then when the timer goes off, you still have a few minutes to finish up what you're working on. Third category I call answering machines, voicemail, and caller ID. I'm going to abbreviate that as answering machines, etc. We recently had a discussion of phone etiquette and strategies in one of our discussion groups, and were surprised at how many people in our program have conflicts about the use of their phone or experience phone use as something that intensifies their symptoms. But the discussion also identified strategies that people use to overcome these problems, the most common of which was using an answering machine, voicemail, or caller ID to screen their calls. Some people reported picking up the phone for calls from some people but not from others, or answering during parts of the day but not others, while other people said that they allow all their calls to be taken on the machine or voicemail, and then some people said that they respond to messages by email or text messages. Fourth is headphones. Having a little spelling problem there, and an alignment problem. There we go. So headphones. This next item concerns a very common problem for people with CFS and fibro, and that is sensory overload. Sensory overload refers to the worsening of symptoms that occurs when a person receives more sensory information than they can process. We know that it's common because the article that we have on our website about it is the second most popular out of several hundred articles. Noise that is too loud or noise coming from multiple sources can cause sensory overload. Some people bothered by noise use noise-canceling headphones to protect themselves, or if they're bothered by the sound coming from their spouse's use of radio or TV, they get headphones that the spouse can use. Either way, they protect themselves from noise. Fifth, canes and wheelchairs. Canes and wheelchairs. People with balance problems may be helped by using a cane, and those with severe or CFS or FM may profit by using a wheelchair when they're out of the house. People with less severe cases may use a wheelchair when traveling, for example, in airports. The next one I call plastic chair for the shower. Actually, this and the next item may be especially useful for people who have trouble standing for extended lengths of time. This may be due to severe CFS or fibro, or to orthostatic problems such as POTS, which means postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. For more on POTS, see our video titled Related Conditions, which is part of the symptom series. In any case, one solution, if you can stand for only a short period of time, might be to sit down while showering. Another solution used by some people in our program with severe CFS or fibro is to break down showering and dressing into several parts. For example, they might shower and do a quick dry with a towel around their head if they wash their hair, and then lie down, then dry their hair and lie down, and then dress and lie down. Related item, kitchen stool on rollers and grabbers. You can also use sitting down as a strategy in the kitchen, working while sitting on a stool with rollers and picking things up using a grabber. We don't endorse specific products, but I just did a quick price check at an online retailer whose name begins with A and includes the letter Z, and found a grabber pickup tool priced at $12. And then the last item I'd like to talk about is a handicapped parking tag. To reduce the walking distance from parking lot to store, some people with CFS and fibro get a handicap placard. Other solutions include using a scooter in the store, as I mentioned earlier, finding places to sit down in stores, and for multi-destination outings, lying down in the car between errands. So there are 8 more ideas on how to make your life easier with technology.